something significant has occurred on this spider 65-minute chart today. As you can see, if you follow that dotted blue moving average here, that dotted blue moving average, what I call midterm moving average, has been ferociously supporting the sellers, as you can see, this entire downturn, right? Every time it got to that level, market tanked, and tanked here. So it hit that 3 times. Once we got below it, the price was never able to recover back above this midterm moving average, not until today, as you can see right here.
Perfect.
We saw a gap up this morning. This is where we closed yesterday. We gapped up. You see that on that first hour, it's almost like the first hour price knows there's a midterm moving average coming down here, that lower upper wick. The second and third, 4th, 5th, 6th hour, as you can see, for the first time since the decline, this pullback, this is the first time we've traded above this midterm moving average. And looks like bulls are reclaiming or reclaimed all the moving average here. As you can see, that's the midterm, that's the long term, that's micro term, and that's short term. As of today, as I record this video, market has reclaimed. We're trading above all the moving averages here. I think the only question is then, is this market ready for the new all-time highs and beyond? And just the way this market has moved, we've been pretty much going vertical here the last few sessions. If you look at this spider 65-minute chart, as you can see, there is that little down gap that wasn't fully filled as of close. As you can see, this is where we close on that day, and that you opened here next day. So as you've noticed, that 543 is the down gap area, that most of that down gap was filled with this movement. But as you can see, about 10% of that down gap is not filled at close. And I've talked about this before last time when bears made this mistake. You see right here, there's an upper gap, not fully filled. Bears brought it down, not fully filled. They left that up gap remaining, and next day, bulls were able to gap it up. And so this is a level where bulls going into tomorrow must fill this remaining down gap here. Either they gap it over it, or just make sure to just get up and fill it. And bulls need to dodge a down gap tomorrow morning. If the down gap happens, we open lower while this down gap remains, we're going to have a similar situation here to what we witnessed last week. You see what I'm saying? And obviously, bulls have gathered quite a bit of weapons here to battle against the sellers. We're above the midterm and the micro term and the short term, or the long term and the short term. And bulls got this gap area, as you can see. So if we do see a down gap, we got 536, 533. We got all these moving averages that could potentially act as new support. And as you can see, my oscillator did support the bullish move today.
Perfect.
With that cross back up here. And we are getting near to that extreme overbought zone. But looks like as of close, as they're separating and continues to advance, the oscillator is favoring the buyers going into tomorrow. And we're sort of in the midpoint here. You can see bears brought the price down. Bulls got it back up to potentially about a midpoint of this downturn. And I think this is an important level to observe how this plays out. And if 543 down gap doesn't get filled and we do see a downturn, I think bears can still make things hectic going forward.